What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your Insecure video, season 3, episode 3. We start off with Issa ass can't get an approved for an apartment. She keep getting this rejection emails. She applying for apartments all over the place in her price range, and she keeps getting denied. And then we also see that Daniel's been staying away from the house. He hasn't been coming home. So she texting him like, "You good? I ain't seen you in a couple of days." He like, "Yup, I'm good." They playing. So back at We Got Y'all, they're having a meeting about the logo, and because she's going to redo the logo and what's wrong with the logo. And so they start going in. They start letting her know everything that's wrong with the logo, that it's a white hand holding up black kids, that it's 2 boys and 1 girl, and they need to even that out because it's Me Too, that there's no diversity. The gay guys like, where are your rainbow kids? We don't see any rainbow kids included. You see, they were talking about, if we're servicing brown and black children, why are we grammatically correct? Why is our name We Got Y'all? Like, they are going in. And she's getting, the director, she's getting so offended. She was like, "It's not racist. It's my hand holding them up. It's not a hand out. It's a hand up." And they just kept explaining to her that it's still racist. And she was like, "But it's not. It's my hand. It's not racist." So one person, the chick who was like so uninvolved, uninterested on her cell phone, she was like, basically, whatever Issa says is probably right. Because, of course, Issa's the only black woman in the room. Black person in the room. So everybody looking at Issa. And, she has one of her moments where she cusses everybody out, but she really ain't saying nothing. And so she was like, I agree with what everybody else is saying. And, I appreciate y'all saying it. Because when she tried to go and talk to the director, she got her fucking head bitten off. She already been sidelined and she on the bench. So I don't blame her for not having a whole lot to say. Like, let the white people tell you that your shit is racist. Because if it's coming from me, then you can always twist it and make it seem like I'm being insensitive or I'm just, doing too much. But let all of them tell you that your shit is not what it need to be. So she steadily getting rejection notices all through the meeting for people who's like, "No, thank you, but no, thank you." So then we cut over to Daniel. Daniel's in the studio. He's playing some music for his little niece, and she's like, "Oh man, that is cool. I appreciate that. But do you have some, shake that ass type?" And he was like, the music is ratchet. Like, that's not good. She was like, "You know what? Sometimes I would just want to be a little ratchet. Your music makes me think too much." I was like, I like her. She funny. Because, ain't nothing wrong with a little ratchet every once in a while. Ain't nothing wrong with a little trap music, in between the real shit. Every once in a while. And so, the dude that he was working with Don last week, he comes through. He's still supposed to be trying to hook him up with Spider, this big rapper, neighborhood rapper. He's supposed to be hooking him up, and he playing with Daniel. He like, "Oh yeah, he can't come to the studio today because he beefing with the people on this side of town, and he don't come out after dark. He don't come to this side of town after dark." And Daniel was like, "You playing games? I can't control his driving habits." So he was like, "But we're going to be at the club, tomorrow night. Come on through. We're going to have bottles. We're going to be popping bottles. We're going to have, VIP. Like, come on through. I'll get you on the list." So Daniel was like, "All right, man. All right." But you could tell he already know that this dude really ain't, he playing with him. Issa done called her brother talking about some, I'm sorry. Issa goes to see, old girl. Why I can't remember her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the funny one. And I don't know why I can't remember her name right now. Y'all, Issa's credit score is a 425. 425. And she was like, "I can't do nothing for her." She looks like she works at a bank or something. She was like, "Issa, I can't get around this credit. Like, I can't do nothing for you." She was like, she said, it's tears to this. She was like, "We got excellent credit, we got good credit, we got bad credit, and then it's you down here." She was like, "I can't do nothing for you." She was like, until you, she said, either you're going to have to get a co-signer. She was like, "But not me. Or you're going to have 2 or 3 months worth of rent saved up." So Issa was like, "I've been saving, cool, I've been saving." She going to show her bank statement. And she was like, "Issa, no. Like, this all you got?" She said, but you lids, and she starts naming all these places that Issa's spending her money, and she was like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. She said, well, look, you might just have to talk to Daniel and see if you could stay a few extra weeks, because you're going to have to save up some more money. Like, you're going to have to really clamp down and save some money, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get your own place. So she says, throw him a few extra dollars. Issa was like, I ain't paying him nothing. She said, excuse me? Issa ain't paying him no rent. She said, okay, well, are you cleaning up? No. You cooking? No. She was like, you detailing his car? No. You giving him some ass? No. She was like, Issa, so you just like a bum. Like, you just taking it. She was like, well, no, but she said, I ain't mad at your hustle, but you realize that you got a really sweet deal going on. And I don't understand, because I don't understand, Issa, if you ain't paying him no rent. Now, you were paying the whole rent over at Lawrence's when you and Lawrence was living together. Lawrence wasn't working, which means you was covering all the bills. I know he was getting unemployment or whatever, but you was covering the bulk of the bills. I'm not understanding where all your money is. Where the fuck is all your money going now, Issa? I know you got sidelined at work. Did she get, did they cut her paycheck? I don't know, from last season. Did they cut her damn paycheck when they took her out of the field? But neither here nor there. Her ass ain't got no money. So she calls her brother to try to see if she can move back. Remember, her brother offered her a spot in the beginning, but she was like, nah, she'd rather stay with Daniel. And brother was like, nah, we done turned the room into, we growing marijuana now. You can't come through. So she done messed that up. She already knows she can't stay with Molly. So she calls Daniel, and she's kind of like, so you think I could stay a few more weeks? And he was like, nah, my girl, she really tripping. She really ready for you to leave. I might be able to get you another week, but that's it. So Issa's kind of like, okay, all right. So he tells her no. Now, what we found out, though, was Daniel was trying to play like him in this relationship with old girl was all of that. And come to find, because I was like, this don't make no sense. Come to find out, she just somebody he's sleeping with. She was like, so you've been here 3 nights in a row. That's kind of weird, huh? He was like, yeah. She said, so, yeah, I'm going out tonight. So, he said, well, I've been trying to give, homegirl some space. She said, well, I'm going out tonight. So you're going to have to, go crowd homegirl over there, because basically you can't come here tonight. And you could tell, she was really not. She was like, you've been here 3 nights in a row. You ain't got nobody else to bother. You don't have none of your other females. So it's clearly not what Daniel was trying to make it out to be. I think that was just his escape route with the whole Issa thing. And I don't think it's because he don't want Issa there. I think it's because he still has feelings for Issa. But they playing that game. You know what I mean? Issa has feelings for him too, but Issa really need to get her shit together. But they're playing that game. So he really kind of, he told her though, but he's still using that as his excuse, and he told her, no, you can't stay, because old girl, she not really feeling you staying at the apartment. So Issa tries to talk. So Issa's having lunch with her coworkers, and they start talking about the logo being racist again or whatever. And Issa starts talking about, yeah, when I called the schools, they had a whole lot to say. They have issues outside of the logo. They have a lot of other issues. So the dude was like, okay, the time to say that was at the meeting. We really would have appreciated you saying that at the meeting. And Issa was like, why do I have to be the spokesperson for everything black? She was like, that's the awkward situation for me to be in, that I always have to be the one speaking up for black people. He was like, look, I'm the gay. I speak up for gay people. You speak up for the black people. That's just what it is. And she was just like, that's just not a comfortable situation. So she tries to go and talk to the director and tells her, we might need to hire some more people here. She's trying to tell her in a nice way that they need to diversify and get some more people of color up in the building. And of course the director ain't trying to hear it. And she talking about, well, we have old girl over there. She's something Asian. And Issa was like, exactly. You don't even know what she is. But you count her as your minority. So, and that doesn't really, and I don't think she just ain't trying to hear it. She just can't come off the fact that what she's doing is just inappropriate and it's racist, So anyway, Issa is cleaning up the apartment. She taking the hint from Kelly. That's her name, Kelly. She taking the hint from Kelly, and she's cleaning up the apartment. Daniel comes home, and you can tell he's appreciative that she putting in some effort, and he gets the text from old boy canceling for the club. He was like, man, see, here go that bullshit. And Issa was like, well, what's the problem? And he said, this dude I'm trying to hook up with, he playing games, we were supposed to go to the club tonight, but he just backed out on me. And Issa was like, well, you can't go without him? Man, nah, I don't even know this dude. He was supposed to, do the intro. Like, I don't even want to roll up on him like that, which I could understand. But Issa talks him into going. Issa's like, look, man, me and you, let's roll. Let's get in there, and you can do it. She's basically hyping him up, letting him know, look, let's get in there, let's get this done. Now, Daniel, I don't know what was up with that Playboy Mansion sweater you had on. I don't know what that was about. But it was some old Hugh Hefner shit. But anyway, just had to mention the sweater. They roll up to security. Of course, Daniel's name is not on the list. Old dude, they never put Daniel's name on the list. So security is like, nah, bro, you ain't on the list. I can't get you in. Khalil rolls up. Khalil, come to find out, is a big-time producer, but they went to high school together, so they all know each other. You could tell Daniel already didn't want to go. He's already uncomfortable. He already is kind of feeling some kind of way about, he don't really know this dude and stuff like that. They roll up on Khalil. Khalil is like hot right now. He gets them in the club, and he was like, yo, y'all want to come to VIP? He was like, we got our tables if y'all want to come through. He was like, Daniel talking about some, nah, we good. We got our tables too. You know how dudes are. He don't really want to let dude know that he ain't really popping like that. And Issa is like, look, we all went to high school together. He don't want, he can help you get on. Like, what's the problem? And Daniel was just like, nah, we good. You could tell he was feeling some kind of way when dude got them in the club. And then, he ain't really want to hang with them in the club. He want to act like him and Issa kind of had their own thing going on. Issa done played dude at the bar to get a free drink. Talking about some dude want to buy her a drink. She talking about some, what about my friend? So she really got dude to buy a drink for him and Daniel. But anyway, and Daniel was kind of just playing his position. The dude that he trying to hook up with is on the stage performing, and he talking to Issa about, yeah, I'm gonna do this to his sound, and I can do that with his sound. And Issa was like, okay, that sound like a plan, like, sound good to me. So Daniel was playing all night, like he just watching dude, like you could tell he just trying to get up his nerve. Issa finally talks him into going, like, come on, man, let's go shoot your shot, like let's go. So they go down, and Khalil, by this time, Khalil is with dude. His name is Spider. Khalil is with Spider now. And remember, Daniel already don't really want Khalil to know that he ain't really popping like he's popping. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Daniel was kind of hot for a minute because he had worked with some people last year, but then it kind of dried up, and he ain't really getting to work. So he's feeling some kind of way. Y'all know how men do. So they go down there to talk to Spider. Issa distracts Khalil while Daniel is talking to Spider. And it works for a few minutes. And then at the exact wrong moment, just when Daniel was about to start, be like, I can produce you, I really got some beats you can listen to. Just when he about to go in for the kill for his pitch, here come Khalil back in the conversation. And so then Daniel kind of freezes up because, again, he don't really want Khalil to know that he there kind of hustling for beats or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so Khalil is like, man, yo, I would love to hear some of your beats. Why don't you come through the studio? And, Daniel's like, oh, okay, man, cool. But you could tell he was really like, yeah, nah, I ain't doing that. But he was like, oh, okay, cool. Next thing you know, and Spider was like, yeah, man, call me. But it was like that, yeah, call me, but you don't have my number type of thing. Next thing you know, they start fighting. They start shooting up the club. Y'all know what we do. When we start hearing gunshots, boom, everybody breaks. Next thing we know, we see Daniel and Issa, eating breakfast. They went to one of them little all-night little spots eating breakfast. And Daniel sort of opens up to Issa and lets her know that he feeling some kind of way, that he just feel like he's not where he should have been as far as his music, how, he had his opportunity, but it just seems like it's just not working for him. He was like, what if I gotten killed tonight? What would my obituary read? SoundCloud producer, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, shit, what about me? Like, Lyft driver with a 3.6 rating. Like, she was like, she said, at least you know what your passion is. Your passion is music. She said, I ain't even figured that out yet. So she was like, let me know. She was like, I've never heard you really talk like this before about your music. Like, you always seem like you came off so confident and so, like you had it together. And, he really opened up to her to let her know he showed himself to be a little vulnerable. And when they were at the club, they was vibing. Like, you could see how they were friends and playing off each other, and sort of could almost read each other's mind about certain things. Like, you saw all of that going on in their conversation. And so Issa, they go back to the house. So Issa convinces him. She was like, so what's up with Khalil? Like, why can't you work with Khalil? Like, what's the problem? And of course he was like, man, I started before Khalil. I taught Khalil. And it's like the student is surpassing the teacher at this point. And he's in his feelings about it. He was like, I taught Khalil. And look at him now. He done blown up. Like, I can't go back to him, with my hat in my hand type of thing. And she was like, okay, why not? She was like, basically, you're going to have to humble yourself if this is what you're really trying to do. And so they get back to the house. And he calls Khalil. And he leaves a mess. Khalil's like, y'all all right? He's like, yeah, man, we good, we cool. He was like, yeah, man, I would love to come through the studio sometime and let you, hear what I got. And Khalil must have been like, all right, man, cool. Let's hook up later on this week. And he was like, all right, bet. And you could see he was sort of relieved because, people say stuff and they don't really mean it. So I'm sure he was waiting for Khalil to blow him off or Khalil to give him some bullshit. But when Khalil was like, all right, man, cool, come on through, I think a weight sort of lifted off of him. You sort of saw that happening. And, so Issa's on the couch and she sort of, I'm sorry, while they were still at breakfast, he told Issa she could stay. He was like, you could stay as long as you need to. And she was like, well, what about your girl? And he was like, don't worry about it. He was like, it's my spot. She'll be all right. And I'm like, yeah, because she don't give a fuck. So they back at the house or whatever, and Issa was talking about, the couch being, she was like, oh, this couch. And he was like, what? She was like, that I'm really appreciative of. She was like, but sometimes, it's a little stiff. And so he was like, look, I'm going to be up late working on working on some beats or whatever. You can go ahead and take the bed. It's cool. And Issa was like, for real? Like, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm like, okay, she in the bed now. Yeah, I know it's only a few more steps till they doing more than sleeping. You know what I'm saying? But then she's like, she gets the call back. Oh, she had made a phone call. She had called about a job, about an apartment manager position. Because y'all know if she get an apartment manager, she can get an apartment. And they called her back, so she had got that voicemail. So it looks like she might, maybe something coming through on that point. But she doesn't tell Daniel about it. And she was like, I'm really not sleepy yet. So she ends up sitting up with Daniel, helping him with his beats and stuff, listening to his music or whatever. So that's where the episode ends. So you see where Issa and Daniel, that awkwardness is sort of breaking a little bit. And they're sort of getting back to being friends. Now, the problem is there's always sexual tension there. So the sexual tension is still there, but they're getting back to a more comfortable place. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Sorry it's late, y'all. I'm getting back on track. I'm getting back on track because I go back to work. So once I'm back to work, I'm back on the regular schedule. And y'all will get these more closer. That's not right. Y'all will get these closer to the time they came out. All right, y'all. Peace. Have a good evening.